Here's another proportion question for you. We have three parts right here. Let's solve for part A first. Y is directly proportional to x and that y equals 17 when x is equal to 4. Find the value of y when x is equal to 22. By the definition of direct proportion, we know that y must be equal to a constant k times x. And then substituting y equals 17 and x equals 4 to this equation gives us that 17 must be equal to k times 4, or in other words, k is equal to the fraction 17 over 4. Therefore, our equation turns into y is equal to 17 over 4 times x. Now to solve the original problem, well, we can just substitute the value of x being equal to 22. So this will be 17 over 4 times 22, which simplifies to 93.5. And then for part B, m is inversely proportional to n, and that m equals 30 when n equals 15. Find the value of m when n equals 6. By the definition of inverse proportion, we know that m must be equal to a constant k over n. Substituting the values of n and m being 30 and 15 respectively gives us that 30 must be equal to k over 15, which means that k must be equal to 450. So our equation turns into m is equal to 450 over n. Now when n equals 6, well, we can just plug in n equals 6 into this following equation, gives us that m must be equal to 75. And then finally for part C, y plus 1 is directly proportional to x cubed. Here are some values of x and y represented in the table right here. We need to find the values of m and n, which are right here, from the table. So let's just first write down an equation relating y plus 1 and x cubed. By the definition of direct proportion, we know that y plus 1 must be equal to k times x cubed for some constant k. Now, plugging in these values of x and y gives us that, well, 15.2 plus 1, or 16.2, on the left hand side is equal to k times 3 cubed, or just 27, yields that k, our constant, must be equal to 0.6. Therefore, our equation turns into y plus 1 is equal to 0.6 times x cubed. Now let's solve for m and n. To solve for m, we can just substitute the value of x being 5 right here. So let's just replace the y of m, in this case, y of n plus 1. This is equal to 0.6 times 5 cubed. And then solving this gives us that m is equal to 74. Now to solve for n, we can just set y to be equal to 306.2, and let's just set x to be equal to n. So there will be 306.2 plus 1 on the left hand side, which simplifies to 307.2. This must be equal to 0.6 times n cubed. Solving this gives us that n must be equal to 8, which ends this video.